Hey YouTube, let's have a check out of Elgato's mini mount system. I'm going to show you how to put it together and suggest a couple of products you can use with this. So I've just opened it out the box here. Here's everything you get inside of the box. So we got the plate at the bottom. You can see there's actually a device slot on there, and we got some rubber on the back there as a non-slip surface, which is going to be really good. This is going to be excellent for like a small, tidy setup, and I'm going to show you what you can do with it here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put the two screws in the bottom here. It comes with a Allen key, so all you need to do is screw them in. So I found the best way was to turn it upside down and put the pole underneath and then screw them in from the top there. And then basically you can see how it doesn't move at all. I'm tapping it, I'm moving it, and it's just not going anywhere, which is excellent. So now you've got the little 360-degree rotating ball on the top there, which is great. And I'm going to be actually mounting on the Wave DX microphone. So there you go. Look how tidy and neat that is. And just a small little comparison from far away there. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually put on the cold shield, the phone mount here. So quickly, all you have to do is twist it off and twist it on. I notice it's got two connections on there too, so you can put it this way like that. And you've also got one on the side there, so whatever direction you'd like your phone in. So there you go. There's a little picture of a puppy there, and just simply taking it off and putting it back on there, so you got the side view there, which is excellent. So hands-free. Also, I'm going to be putting on the mini key light from Elgato. It also comes with some cable clips as well, which is great for just clipping your wiring there and making everything nice and neat and tidy. If you want to check out the mini mount and all of Elgato's other products, I'll leave a link in the description of the video. Let's get into the battles. What's up with you? For today's video, we'll be full Charizard team. Charizard never gets any attention, so I'm going to do a full video, and finally one day it might get some praise. I'm only joking. Thank you everyone that came out to my Sword and Shield final stream yesterday. It was so much fun. We did loads of things, battles, Dynamax, multi-battles, all that sort of stuff. And I'm going to have a couple more battles this week, and that'll be it for Sword and Shield. We got 3 battles today with the Charizard team. First Pokemon here is going to be a Galvantula. This is a battle against Matty Play 69, and this Galvantula could be a threat. Now, my first Pokemon here is Charizard. Now, I gave them quite appropriate nicknames. Let me know what you think of the nicknames. Does anyone really love Charizard in the comment section? I don't know. I don't think it's, like, popular enough. I'm not really sure. You know, maybe that one person out there. Anyway, we're going to go for a Fire Blast on the Galvantula. Now, Galvantula is going to get outsped, and it's going to be having a Focus Sash. Now, Galvantula I thought may go for a Thunder Shock, but it went for a Sticky Web instead. Now, I don't know. This might be some sort of gravity strategy going on here later on, or maybe I just don't understand the gravity of the situation. That is going to be the end of the Galvantula there, and Charizard is a Life Orb set. Now, this one is sort of based off the range you get, I guess you could say, when you get given totally your Pokemon. So we've got Solar Beam, Sunny Day, Air Slash, and Fire Mist. Probably one of the best sets on this team. Ability is going to be Solar Power and Life Orb combination, Max Speed and Max Special Attack, Timid Nature. So it's sort of like the Raids one you always get given. Next Pokemon after the Raichu, because they got wrecked with one Fire Blast, is going to be Jolteon, and the name sort of suggests that Jolteon may sweep. Now, Jolteon is a fast special attacking Pokemon, and this is a Desperation Dynamax as well, let's be real. Now, Jolteon could hit me very, very hard and potentially try and sweep my team here. So Jolteon, I'm sure, has like Thunderbolt or Thunder or something like that. So it's going to go for the Max Lightning in Dynamax. Obviously, Charizard is not going to be living that one. So I'm thinking to myself, how am I going to get around this Jolteon? You know, even in Dynamax, Charizard is very, very susceptible, to get one-shotted. Now, I do have one bulky Charizard on my team, but when I say bulky, I sort of mean that kind of loosely, because it's not that bulky. So we're going to go into Charizard. I'll Form 69 here, and this Charizard is my bulky set. So I've got Ancient Power, Mystical Fights, it's quite a mystical set, and Rest and Sleep Talk. Unfortunately, my Charizard, Max Health, Max Special Defense is going to get dropped like a stone. So that's 2 Charizards down. So I'm thinking, how am I going to get around this? So we're going to go into Charizard, definitely not G-Max. And this Charizard is like, okay, I'm going to G-Max my Charizard, and I'm going to go for, I'm thinking like I could go for the Scorching Sands for a Max Quake. But just in case that doesn't faint, maybe I should go for Max Airstream and then Jolteon will be out of its Dynamax, and then I can hit it for like virtually any move, like a G-Spot Wildfire, Max Quake, anything along those lines. Now, the EV spread on this Charizard here, let me just bring it up real quick. This is a Heavy Duty Boots as the item. We got Blaze as the ability, and I've also got a Hurricane, Blast Burn, Scorching Sands, and Focus Miss. I ran Blast Burn on there for a little bit of fun as well. So go for that G-Max Charizard here. The thing about this is, like, this is the Pokemon, especially when Sword and Shield first came out, this Pokemon is just absolutely spammed everywhere. Everyone had one, and that sort of became the joke of the shiny Charizard being the orange one, which, don't worry, I got you covered there. So Jolteon is going to roll my G-Max Charizard out like a lantern rug, and half my team has been absolutely decimated. It's a disaster. So the next Pokemon's going to be Charizard. Now, this Charizard is actually a pretty cool set. So, now I've got a Focus Sash Charizard here. Now, the reason I didn't use this against the Dynamax Jolteon is because I wanted to make sure that I actually fainted it on this turn. So, Jolteon's going to go for predictable Thunderbolt again on my Charizard. I was praying for no scummy paralysis or anything like that, and it didn't happen. Now, I'm going to go for a Focus Sash Flare Blitz Blaze Flare Blitz, like 2 Flare Blitzes worth there, and Jolteon is going to be fainting, which is excellent. So I finally got around that pain in the backside there. The other moves are Counter and Acrobatics, so Max Speed and Max Attack. Jolly nature. Next Pokemon is going to be Bolton, and I've got $25 eBay just sliding in there. Now, this is a throwback. I believe this is one of my undercover videos, and on the note of the undercover videos too, people, I will be bringing them back in Gen 9. I've just needed a little bit of a break because I didn't have any like super new content for Sword and Shield. It has been out for almost 3 years, so do expect them to come back in the era of Gen 9. So that's going to be the end of my Belly Drum Charizard there. I did get a juicy Flame Charge off, which is pretty nice. Now, the Bolton's going to go for a Wild Charge, and it's almost going to, like, lose a lot of itself. Next Pokemon, and the last Pokemon, is the rare, shiny Charizard. I bought it on this team. I had to do it, So what do you reckon of the nicknames, people? I reckon they were pretty, spot on. So this Charizard is a Dragon Dance sweeping set, physical sweeper. We got Blaze Kick, Thunder Punch, Dual Wing Beat, and Blaze as the ability. I've got the item as Charty Berry as well, just in case any rock types, is slinking around. Next Pokemon is going to be the Dines, or I think that's how you say it. It's going to go for a Talligate. Here it comes. It's coming in hot, but Charizard tanks it very, very well. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go for a Dragon Dance. That's going to boost my speed, and it's going to boost Charizard's attack, which, it isn't the greatest in the world. It's a better special attacker, but it can, use moves like Belly Drum and stuff to increase it. So I'm going to go for a Blaze Kick. For some reason, I'm not joking, when I use Blaze Kick, it misses a lot of the time. So now the Denny's going to throw up us up to try and get that dub. I'm going to go for the Dual Wing Beat, and it misses as well. I'm like, come on, this is really, really bad. So now Denny's going to go for a Dazzling Gleam here. Clearly, that's the only attacking move that it really has. It seems to be some sort of like support troll set. And I went for the Dual Wing Beat. The second one actually got a critical hit. I don't know if that actually mattered or not into like breaking the subject. I don't think it did, because I did have a Dragon Dance up. Now the coast is clear, hopefully to land a Blaze Kick on Lil Denny. Denny's going to go for another Dazzling Gleam here. So probably 2 more Dazzling Gleams will faint me. So go for Blaze Kick. Finally, it's going to connect there, right in the face. And that is the end of Denny with a critical hit as well. The critical hit absolutely didn't matter. It was sort of just like, rubbing a little bit of salt into the heat. Last Pokemon is the Voltic Express. Like, you fly on top of it and it goes bzzz, and you fly along like an airplane. The kick does not miss, and that is the end of the Voltic Express. And that, my friends, is the end of the very first battle. Pretty interesting team, like a mono-electric type team there. I almost got swept by Jolteon. It was almost a Friday video on Monday. Next battle here, this one is against Skylar, and we have a team here as well. Let me know if you can guess what it is. First Pokemon is Kyogre. Oh no, I'm versing, a legendary spamming team here, people. I got to take these legendaries out, right? Now, Kyogre, right, it's got drizzle, the rain is falling very heavily and stuff like that. And I've got my Charizard as the lead here. Just my normal Charizard, not the shiny one. So I went for a counter, and counter's going to fail because it is a, it's an Orange Impulse. It's an Orange Impulse Kyogre. And, I'm going to live on 1 health there with my Focus Sash. Now, you know, Kyogre isn't very bulky in this stage, so I'm going to go for the Acrobatics, and it's quality damage, but Kyogre has a Focus Sash. It's unbelievable stuff, people. It's the first time I've seen a Focus Sash Kyogre. But then again, you have to remember that this is Pimp My Channel. So go for Endure. I thought of something really scummy to do. I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stall out Kyogre's Drizzle, you know, and get rid of that. And, you know, that way I will swap in one of my Charizards afterwards and, you know, be able to feint this thing. Unfortunately, it's very, very fast at the moment. You know what? It's using Choice Scarf Water Spout at the moment. That's going to be the end of my Charizard there because the third Endure has failed. But I was happy to get, you know, 2 of them off there. So bye-bye Charizard, you did a pretty solid performance there. Now the next Pokemon to come in here, actually no, the Drizzle's got to stop there. It's going to be Charizard. Oh, $25 eBay, how can we forget about that? So the whole joke here, if you haven't watched the video before the undercover, there was this person who had a Charizard and they said they bought it for $25 off of eBay. And that's where this nickname came from. And I was just thinking, what are you doing? Next Pokemon's going to be Zacian. Oh no, Zacian could be quite a good counter to this team. I know that's like, that's quite a statement that most people say, but this is scary because this Zacian is going to be Dynamax. So I'm thinking right here, hopefully this doesn't have a Rock-type move. Otherwise, my Charizard team, it's going to be in like a lot of trouble there too. You see Zacian shiny as blue. See how it works out? It's perfect. So I'm looking in down to a Zacian, a Dynamax Zacian. I popped the Metal Claw, did pretty good damage, you have to admit. I was going for an attack rise, but it never happened. Now Zacian is going to land a Stone Journey's Cousin's going to fall real quick there on top of my Charizard and faint it. So bye-bye Charizard. The sand is now going to be appearing on the field as well, which isn't really good for Charizard. We're going to go to Form 69 anyway. You know what? There should be a new Charizard form. It's never had one before. So Form 69. I actually didn't say what this set. This is the bulky set. This is the Ancient Power Mystical Fire set with Roost and Toxic. It doesn't have Rest and Sleep Dog with leftovers, but unfortunately, it hasn't been able to tank any hits at all. We got last battle I got one shot at, and this battle I got one shot at. All right, it's time to go for a Desperation G-Max here. I have to do something, as the name suggests. I need to get rid of this Zacian, you know. So we're gonna Desperation G-Max here. And I've got a little bit of a couple of move options I can use against Zacian. He is going to be fairly susceptible to a couple of my moves, which is going to be very nice. Now, my Charizard is going to outspeed. I'm going to go for the Max Knuckle there, you know, and that is going to be enough to take out Zacian in almost like one shot, basically. So it was a sweeping Zacian, you know, it was definitely a sweeping Zacian. This is very, very good too. So this is also going to disguise my Charizard, whether it's a physical attacker or special attacker. You just, you know, you'll never ever know. So I'm going to get buffeted there by the Sandstorm. And next Pokemon's going to be Zygarde. Oh my goodness, Zygarde. It might be, it could change forms here, you know. It could go into perfect form at any moment. All right, here we go. It's going to go into perfect form, you know what I'm saying, right? I got that fire up. It's gone into perfect form, and it's got its health. It's got its health back. So that's the end of the, any chance of the Charizard being able to take it out the next turn. So I'm going to need to attack it 2 more times. So I'm going to hit by the Sandstorm again there. Man, I got a quick little story for you. It's I was doing the whippersnipping the other day. I'm sure people use the term whippersnipping. What you do, right, or weed whacker, I think that's what it's called in like American stuff. Like you go around and whack all the weeds, but I forgot, I thought it'd be a good idea to not wear long pants, right? And wear shorts, but then like I did it, and it's probably about 1,000 square meters of lawn, and afterwards my legs were just red from all like the sand and rocks and stuff. It was the most like, and then I went to the shower and it stung like you wouldn't read about how much it stung. But that's the story. So always wear long pants when you do whippersnipping or weed whacking and all that sort of stuff. Next Pokemon is Groudon. I took it out, which is unbelievable, but out comes the god of Pokemon, Arceus. I don't know whether I can take this one either. So Arceus is going to go for a quick little flame charge there, and now it's going to go for Endure. So like, okay, maybe a bit, some sort of item, right? A move, an item, a berry. I'm not really sure at this point in time. So I've gone for the Blast Burn there. I've taken Arceus down to 1 health, which is excellent. Now Arceus is going to go for another flame charge here. Now I do know that Arceus can get Wild Charge. That was what I was a little bit concerned about here. However, the other move it's going to have is Acrobatics. So Acrobatics tells me straight away that it has a consumable item, but I didn't consume, which leads me to think that's something like Weakness Policy, right? Next Pokemon, the last Pokemon is going to be Mewtwo. Oh no, man, these legendaries. I don't know how I can beat these legendaries, man. So that's going to be the end of the Charizard. Bye-bye, Charizard. This Mewtwo is powerful. It outsped me. It has Thunderbolt. I know what to do here. So I've got 2 more Pokemon. I think we're going to have to rely on the rare shiny Charizard here. So I've brought it in. It sparkled. And here comes the Thunderbolt. And that seems to be like a 3-hit KO, maybe a 2-hit KO. So go for the dual wing beat here on the Mewtwo, of course, there. And Mewtwo is now going to outspeed me again and go for Thunderbolt. That was actually enough to take out Charizard. I thought I might live on 1 health, plug my own merch and that sort of thing, but it never happened. So my last Pokemon here, of course, is going to be Hack Raid there. And I actually wonder if we are going to get, like, real question, do you reckon we're going to get hack raids at Gen 9? Like, I think it's going to happen because, like, it always happens at the start of the game. And, I'm sure we're going to get all those .com mods, though. Anyway, Mewtwo has finally been thwarted, and that is the end of the battle. Very, very cool. That legendary Pokemon team. I don't know how I could have lived that way. I was wiping the sweat off my face right now. It's just dripping everywhere. It's absolutely disgusting. Let's get on to the third and final battle here. This is a battle against Joba King. Now, also for videos this week too, people, I've got 2 more Sword and Shield battle-related videos. So I've got one, what's today, Sunday? Or it would be like Sunday/Monday. So I got one Monday, Tuesday after this one. And then I might have like a little fun video from Sword and Shield. And that'll be it, Scarlet and Violet. I'll be starting that. I'll be doing a live stream like day 1. As soon as the game comes live on the eShop, I'll be streaming a marathon stream. So I really, really hope everyone rocks up for that one that would like to come along, play along, watch and see how it goes. It'll be loads and loads of fun. So yeah, we'll check that Gen 9 out together, explore the Paldea region, probably get lost in the first house, that sort of thing, on the greatest person with directions, and see all the new Pokemon. It should be really, really cool. Anyway, back to the battle here. We got an Eternatus, and it's spamming its legendary move there. And it's going to have a big pick hand coming out of the sky. This move, right? Now I always say it looks really, really good. I'll never forget the moment. It was like a battle I did a while ago. I think it was a Zoroark. And I got my Zoroark to actually use Eternatus' move. It was incredible stuff there. I'll always remember that. So this Eternatus, right? It's bulky. Like Eternatus is a very, very bulky Pokemon. So I'm going to go into Charizard. This is Hack Raid here. So we got the I got Air Slash. So like, you know what? I'm going to get Solar Power happening here. So I've got the Solar Power going. Now, the only thing is I am going to take Solar Power damage this turn, and then I'm going to have to live this turn and then use another attacking move and then get hit by Life Orb and then Solar Power. So, the Charizard doesn't really last for all that long when you use this, but it's very, very powerful Solar Power. I used all of Charizard's abilities too. So now, seriously, I've got Air Slash here. Air Slash is my best move. I really need to make something happen here. So we're going to go for Air Slash on the Eternatus. Good damage, there's quality damage. Unfortunately, the Eternatus does not get flinch and it's going to use Rest. This is very, very bad. So if I need to sort of get around this set. If I get hit by its signature move, it's probably going to drop me. I'm looking at my team here. I'm thinking, I reckon that Form 69, who hasn't actually lived a hit yet, is going to be the only Pokemon that can possibly live this, powerful special attacking hit. Or it runs out of PP. That's another thing. So now Eternatus here is going to go for a Sleek Talk, and it's going to get a Tournament. I'm like, oh no. Now, I guess if this does fade me, which it most definitely is going to do, I can bring in one of my other Charizards here. Actually, that Belly Drum set would have been better to bring in now, but, that's hindsight for you, right? So I'm going to get hit there by a massive beam coming from the sky, and Hack Raid is going to fade. So suddenly I've lost 2 of my Pokemon already. This is very, very bad. Now, the next Pokemon I'm going to bring in after, Eternatus gets a really, really necessary leftovers recovery, is going to be my Gmax Charizard. So this is going to be good because unless it's got a Turner Beam, it doesn't have Dynamax Cannon, so let's go ahead and do that right away. I've got the Max Quake. That's going to increase my special defense at the same time too. And frankly, I really, really need this to take Eternatus out because I haven't even faded a single Pokeball there. And we're into almost halfway throughout this battle, right? So Charizard G-Max there. Actually, I will say Charizard G-Max does look pretty cool out of all the, a million forms that it has. It looks pretty good. And anyway, go back to the battle. Go for the Max Quake on Eternatus there. Actually, I got a question too. Speaking of Charizard, I know a lot of people like Charizard. I was only joking and stuff at the beginning there. But what is your favorite Charizard form? And I'll include Megas and stuff in this, so Mega X, Y, or do you use like normal Charizard? Like, tell me your favorite Charizard form. I'd really like to know that. Charizard obviously is going to be in all the games because this is like the mascot Pokemon and it prints those $100 letter sleeves. So anyway, Turtle's going to get a quality Sleep Talk rest there, and that is the end of that, which is good. I finally took this Pokemon. I had to go for a Desperation Dynamax in the process, but yeah, you got to do what you got to do in Pokemon Battle, right? Now, the next Pokemon to come out here, the Sunlight is going to fade too. That's not as good. Is going to be Zamazenta. So this seems to be like a legendary Pokemon thing. I guess this is almost a send-off for Sword and Shield legendaries, you know? Now, I'm thinking here, I can go for G-Max Wildfire. It's gone for a Metal Burst. Now, Metal Burst is an interesting move here. So, if, say, for example, my Charizard went first, that would have probably dropped me. But Metal Burst isn't negative priority, so it actually went first. So I guess that's the one bad thing about Metal Burst. You know, it's like Counter and Miracle. So I got some good damage there. I've got the G-Max Wildfire happening on the field here, and now Zamazenta, it's going to be like a mix sort of set there, Metal Burst and Hyper Beam. Hyper Beam's not going to do a lot of damage to Charizard at all, and I'm going to finish it off with a nice juicy Hurricane. So that's Eternatus and Zamazenta down. So obviously there's going to be a Zacian on this team. We've seen a Zacian already, of course. And next Pokemon is another Eternatus. I'm like, okay. Hopefully this one isn't as bulky as the very, very first one. I no longer have G-Max to get a more powerful move. So go for the Scorching Scum there. Excellent damage. Look at that. And that's a 3-hit KO. Now this Eternatus is going to go for a Dragon Tail and phase out my Charizard. So bye-bye Charizard. Now the next Pokemon to come in is, it's also going to be Charizard. So this Charizard, hopefully I could do something here. So I've got some more damage there with Charizard's signature move. And now the Eternatus is going to go for a Dragon Dance there, boosting its attack and speed. So I have done, this sort of reminds me of the Eternatus team that I did, 6 Eternatus. If you want to go see that video, you should definitely check it out. I did all kinds of Eternatus set, and pretty interesting. But it gets very, very bad physical moves, especially like Dragon Tail and stuff like that. So that's going to go for a Poison Tail. Poison Tail does a fair chunk of damage there. I'm at sort of desperate stages trying to take out this Eternatus with my my Focus Sash counter set. I just did as much damage as I possibly could. So Charizard is going to finish off Eternatus with a nice Acrobatics with an item, a little bit of disrespect there. So that's both Eternatus gone and one Zamazenta. So next Pokemon, of course, is going to be Zacian. So the other 2 Pokemon obviously are clearly going to be the other legendaries as well. One thing I'd like to see with the legendaries of the game, with Miraidon and Kyurem, I reckon they should release the shinies a bit earlier on in the game, rather than right at the end of the game's lifespan, I don't know, I always found that funny. Why not release those shinies as an event when, the majority of people are, really invested in the game and playing? What do you think about that? To me, that's sort of just a common sense thing, but I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much. Maybe it's not all that. So that's going to be the end of my Charizard anyway. We've got a Life Orb Zacian. It's time for Form 69. It's time for it to step up to the plate. It's been one-shotted every single battle. So we're going to quick attack Zacian, a Pip Knight special there, and it's doing a pretty good chunk of damage here. Now, this Charizard isn't bulky on the defensive side. I'm trying to get an Ancient Power boost so I can become really bulky. So Charizard is going to have leftovers like I said earlier on. And now we got a laser focus from Zacian. So the next hit is 100% going to be a crit. Coming off Zacian's attack, it is going to hit reasonably hard. So Charizard's going to go for another Ancient Power, no boost, unfortunately. And the next hit, it just has to survive. But I'm like, yeah, it should be able to survive this one, really, really well. Here comes a bite from Zacian. That does a ginormous amount of damage to Charizard there, almost taking it out. And it almost took itself out with a Life Orb damage too. Thankfully, I did not get flinch, and Charizard is finally going to get a KO for this battle, which is very, very nice. So now we've got Zamazenta and Zacian left here. I wonder what these are going to be. I'm sure they've got their signature moves here as well, which I guess both of them are not very effective, but that depends. Coming from a Zacian, they can still be pretty powerful. So out comes Zamazenta. It's going to get its Dauntless Shield defensive rise here, and it's going to be going for a Behemoth Bash. So since my Charizard is on a small amount of health, it's most definitely not going to live this. So I've only got 2 more Charizard left here to do some decent damage. Now I'm thinking here, this could be good. If I can get my Dragon Dance Blaze Kick Charizard going. Yeah, this will be super effective against the last two Pokemon. But before I do that, I want to sort of soften up this Zamazenta a little bit with Blast Burn. And I might be able to get a good amount of damage here. And I did. I completely one-shot it, which is absolutely incredible. So bye-bye Zamazenta. Very, very nice. Now, the last Pokemon, of course, is Zacian. Zachary Zacian, he'll be sad to see you go. And, yeah, so I hope I don't see this in the next game, Scarlet and Violet, too quickly. So it's going to get its a little attack rise there, and it's going to go for a Behemoth Blade. So this is probably its best move. I'll say, well, this shouldn't do too much, right? It shouldn't do too much. And, yeah, Charizard's got a fake there, so it's still very, very strong, even though it heavily resisted. So my last Pokemon is the rare shiny Charizard. Now, one Blaze Kick ain't going to cut it here. I could go for two, but I was like, no, I'm going to go for Dragon Dance, get that up, and hopefully I can get a critical hit. So here comes a final Behemoth Blade on Charizard. I'm not going to be able to live another one of those at all. It's just doing way too much damage here. So the Charizard is going to pop that Dragon Dance and boost its attack very nicely. I do have Adamant Nature too, so it's going to hit like even harder than it was before. Blaze Kick misses right where I need it. And now Zacian is going to finish me off with a salty Behemoth Blade. And that is the end of the battle, people. I hope you enjoyed this really rare Pokemon. It hardly gets any spotlight. I thought I'd do the righty and give it a shout out. And I'll catch you for the final couple of Sword and Shield videos tomorrow onwards. Peace out, people.